How's your day, Tyler? We were just catching up saying I think you kind of cut Dustin off in the middle of a story when we started, but we were just saying how today was productive, but it was felt like a cloud was over our heads, metaphorically, where it's like it could be a shitty day, but it's not really, but it's just like tired.
Yeah, I didn't cut him
Yeah.
off. He just paused because a box popped up. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, I
I
mean,
didn't
like,
do anything.
you missed the first half because we started recording right into it.
Oh, I heard everything. I
You
was
had to
taking
take,
care of a
yeah.
bug.
I thought you had to take a
it's
shit.
nah, nah. I was like in here, and then
Yeah.
it was like, hey, have you started? No, there's a bug in the room. Got it.
Oh my God. Tell tell
It's my
tell
job.
our angel investor
That's right.
to deal with it on her own.
That's
Tell her
literally
to
what
man
I
up.
said.
Man up.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Real Talk with ZTS, where we, as brothers, search for ways to share our voices while having a good time, just talking, having those real talk conversations, our shared experiences, and reacting to random topics and articles. As we always say, we all have something to share, and we look forward to sharing and building that community of stories that we can all relate to. Now enjoy the episode. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I just said, can't you just take care of it? And she was like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I had to
What
get
kind of bug?
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh?
What kind of bug?
What kind of bug was it? It was like
Yeah.
one of those, those like tiny ones that are like the size of a pepper corn that are like,
Oh yeah.
like those little hard shell bugs that just,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
The
literally what it
roly
was.
polies? No?
No, it wasn't even that. It was just like that little, it's like a brown little bug that's, I kid you not, it's probably small. It's like a flake of,
like a bed bug.
not necessarily a bed bug.
Yeah,
I don't know what these little
was thinking
these
like a
things are called.
flea.
Now I'm curious what the heck they're little called. Let's see.
Don't fall down the rabbit hole
I know.
of looking it up and you're like, oh shit, this is actually a more dangerous infestation.
No, I know, right? Yeah, I know. It's
The carpenter ants. Oh my God, I've got carpenter
oh
ants.
Jesus.
Gotta cancel this episode now to go deal with it.
Let me see. It's commonly called a carpet beetle.
Huh.
It's like it's one of the most common household bugs.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
saw it, you would know what it is. I kid you not. It's like, it's so small.
Yeah.
I got a carpet beetle.
Yeah, it's like a carpet beetle or something.
Hey, at least it's not bad.
No. It's one of those things. They just show up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about. Actually, I just called it a bed bug, but that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah.
probably similar. They're probably the
Yeah.
same thing.
Same family, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways.
All of a sudden, Tyler starts talking about it like it's etymology. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. No, chill. We're good.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't need to go
stop
into
right
that.
there.
Don't need to go into
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Let's talk about Dune's popcorn cup.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
No, my day was good though. It was just it was chill. I worked from home just because I had
Nice.
working for
You had
this
bugs to
company.
kill.
Yeah, bugs to kill, all those things.
Yeah.
They randomly dump a shitload of trainings on you every now and then. So yesterday was like the day that a bunch of us in the company got just a bunch of trainings dumped into our account, and then they send an email like, hey, you got to complete all these trainings by this date, and you're like, oh my God. And then you log in and I'm like, and it's just like a list of trainings that have like estimated times.
Yeah.
And one was just like, preventing sexual violence or whatever in the workplace.
Yeah.
Or sexual harassment.
I just did the
violence.
same one recently.
Yeah. And it's like,
But it was a training, not like a required, like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this one was required. So I was just like, okay, whatever. And it's like 60 to 120 minutes. And I'm like, all right, I guess. I mean, I don't know why that's such a big range. And I just sat here through this training and, had to do all the modules and all that stuff. And it was, I kid you not, it was an hour and 56 minutes. And I was like, My God.
I just go straight to the quiz, and then I just use the transcript because they're always like accessible. Like the
Yeah.
transcript's always
Yeah.
accessible.
Some of them were like quick 10-minute trainings, but like that one, you couldn't skip the videos, like you couldn't fast
It's the
forward
worst.
ahead. So I
Yeah.
was just like, oh my God, I gotta sit through this
Yeah.
whole freaking thing. And then they actually like kind of like did your knowledge assessment at the end. So you like kind of had to pay attention, even though a lot of it's common sense, but they were like, what was this in the video? And I was like, oh my God, that was like a 3-second clip of this 20-minute video.
Yeah.
And you expect me to remember what the hell they talked about?
My favorite is
Yeah.
when they will like, what were the 4 C's? And they'll be this, and each of the different options will be the exact same.
Yeah.
But it will be in like they're looking for the one particular way it was written, like in order,
Hate
even though
that
they don't
shit,
need to
dude.
be in order. I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
I
that's
hate
not
that
a real
shit, dude.
question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, one of the questions too, it was just like you could take the training or you could test out of the training depending on your knowledge on the subject. And it was like data protection. And I was like, oh, I got this. And it's like you have to answer all 10 questions correctly or you have to take the training. I got to the 10th question and both of the answers they provided were correct. You had to pick the more correct answer.
I hate that
Ew.
shit, dude.
And guess
hate
what
it.
I picked? I picked the one
What?
that wasn't the most correct, even though they were like, it is correct, but not fully correct. So you have to sit through this 20-minute training. And I was like, fuck.
It's like they have like the 4 C's and one of the word is color.
Yeah.
Except one of them is a European spelling of color. And if you
They're
choose
like,
that, it's incorrect.
No, it's COLOUR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
you
man.
loser.
I hate those, dude. I hate
It's
those
like-
type of exams.
Yeah. And that one's the correct one because this is a French-based company. I'm like,
yeah.
fuck.
Seriously. Fuck.
And it's how like
Oh man.
my wife used to describe med school. Like some of the answers are correct on here, but it's not the most correct answer.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I know it is. When they give you multiple answers that are correct, they're just like, but you have to know the one that's most correct. And I'm like, you have to make
That's what
this
happens
hard.
when you tenor, employees, especially professors. They don't give a shit anymore. They use their power to do what they want.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm just speaking. I'm just speaking out of pocket. Most teaching is good. Well, I mean, if you listen to our last episode, right, we talked about a little bit about school.
My last training though was awful. It was like the data security one as well, and we call it.
Hey, I think we all do this. Is this a universal like cross country type deal?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
We-
had to do a privacy one too, like every year.
we call
Even though
ours
Yeah.
protect your shell
No.
because it's because we're the terrapins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very clever.
Clever
choose
play.
the correct spelling of color.
What is a terrapin?
No, I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know how your guys' training is, but the training that I have, obviously, it's like a third party that provides this module. The scenarios, like the learning portion where they like provide like, hey, here's a scenario. Jimmy Bob is got an email from his best friend saying, hey, click on this link. It's very funny. What do? Like I find it kind of entertaining. It's like they use the most stock photos as like their people in the scenarios, and the scenarios is like one of the most like cliche possible.
Yeah. See, mine
yeah.
had actors. So mine was
like
all
in the videos.
Yeah, mine was all built in house. So it was just like, breach of security situations. They're like,
Letting the dog out.
it was literally
Yeah.
just like, hey, what's going on? You seem upset today. He was like, what was that? I couldn't hear you.
Oh,
You want to say
the
that
worst,
louder? And
dude.
he's like drinking a coffee. And he's like, he was like, I'm sorry. Could you say that one more time? He's like, this is why I don't want to tell you. You're so upset with me. He was like, why don't you just
No.
tell me what happened? And he was like,
Yeah.
well, I may have clicked an email helping a Nigerian prince, and it took me. And it just, have you ever heard of ransomware? I paid
So
it because I didn't want the company to get upset. And the guy's like,
oh my god,
did
are
what?
you
And they
are
were
you
like,
talking
this is
about
why I
like
didn't want to
voice
tell
actors
you.
or like
No,
actual
no, no. These are
actors?
actual actors,
Oh
but
my
it's
god,
like
I've
the
never seen that.
corny type of thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he was like, "What
So
you did? What?" And he's like, "This is why I didn't want to tell you. You know, you got angry." And then this lady pops up in the middle of it, and she's just like, "What could he have done differently here?" you know,
A, notified his boss. B, thrown his computer away.
right? It's like
so
notify your boss, and a manager, you should have handled this in a different way. You shouldn't have got so upset. I'm just like,
nah, man, you guys got some
oh, God.
premium shit because the most premium shit I've got for training was like um voice actors, and like the funniest one to me is like it kind of throws me off, but I'm sure I'm not the only one who does this. Like you'll have like a sweet old black lady or something who's like doing the voice or is the stock photo, and then you have a voice that like you're just like that voice doesn't match
It
her
doesn't
voice.
match.
And you know what I love, dude? You know what I love? Um, the funniest and most obvious one is like a middle-aged black man, right? As the stock photo. And in every single one in different scenarios, they always have like some deep voice that sounds like a deep voice white guy. But because it's deep voice, they just assume it's like it matches the black man's stock photo. It just cracks me up.
Jeremy enters the room,
Yeah. But yeah. No, that's
says hello to his friends.
yeah. Oh, and then like the volume, like the outputs are like off and everything is like no one knew how to mix it correctly.
Well, it makes you. I mean, maybe that's what we need to do. We should just start recording these HR
Voiceovers.
trainings. Yeah.
Dude, that'd be hilarious. Um, yeah.
No, you
Anyways,
can't.
yeah.
I was gonna give an example, but like,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
was like, you know what? I'll just stop myself right there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Before we go, that's for the Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, speaking of sports, going back to sports, I know you hate this, Dustin.
Speaking of sports, were we talking about sports?
Yeah, we were previously, but so
yeah.
we're
I was
moving
like,
on.
when did we talk about this?
No, we didn't
Moving
talk
on.
about sports. Like, speaking of sports, like that's the best segue ever. Like,
We're
speaking of the
always
thing that I want to talk
we're always
about.
we're always speaking about sports, but
That's
I'm
true.
kind of adding on to like yesterday's, our previous episode. So we were speaking sports then. All right, we
Mhm.
slept on it, and I'm bringing it back.
Go for it.
But you guys know football, not football, not the world sport, but American football, with the pigskin, is a predominantly American sport, right? That's growing in popularity all over the world. Like you can tell by the NFL is trying to expand to other countries. So, for example, for those who've been living in Iraq like Dustin and don't watch NFL, every year, at least 2 to 3 times a year, an NFL would host a game in a different country, Mexico, France, Germany, etc. Because, they're trying to expand the sport across the world. People may watch it, but, people aren't playing, right? Like, for example, take 2026 Olympics, flag football is now a thing in the Olympics, I still laugh about it when I think about it, like you have Tyreek Hill, who's one of the fastest football players alive. I don't know. Have you seen those memes, Dustin, about this upcoming
Have
flag football
not.
in the Olympics? So so Tyreek Hill, if you don't know who that is, or you know what, let me put it to your man crush. All right, everyone knows this person, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Let me use him an example. It's like they're like, I wonder how the Olympics are going to be, because it's like, can you imagine Travis Kelce lining up against an Italian deli worker? Like, because it's like no one plays football in other countries, so like, how are they gonna fill out their flag football team like with a random like mechanic worker? And like, so the joke is like they have Tyreek Hill, who is a very fast wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins, lining up against like an Italian mechanic worker, so it's just hilarious. And
Or
besides
it's
the
gonna be
point,
some giant Welsh dude that's has
yeah,
been turning
true,
wrenches his entire life. It's just gonna
true.
eat this guy up, you know?
Well, I mean, but like if you never played football, it's like, there is a finesse to, it's not just running up and down, right? There is a finesse to getting open and stuff. But anyways, so with that preface, that context, did you guys hear Germany, which is probably one of the biggest non-American not American countries. It's the biggest country that will probably be the next to expand the NFL into. They currently have their own version of American football. It's American ice football. Imagine football.
What?
Imagine, yeah, look this up. American ice football in Germany. It's a professional sport that's growing in popularity right now. It is basically, imagine football, but with ice skates. So pretty much the rules are similar, the context is similar, but they're ice skating, dude. Give it up to the Germans to have that. I think Tyler and I talked about this couple
Oh
episodes.
my goodness.
You're looking at it, Dustin?
Der Kugelblitz auf dem Eis.
Is that a team?
Gosh, German just always sounds so scary. You're not hearing this on on your end, but like I just played like the start of the video, and of course it's like the guy could probably be like, "Oh, we're all coming out on the ice. This is so nice," but it just
Right,
sounds
something
so
Right.
sounds like a little like, "Oh God, I need to go run and hide."
But yeah, no, Tyler and I talked about this maybe a couple some weeks ago. One of the episodes that you abandoned us on, Dustin.
Yeah.
But we talked about oddball sports that are gaining popularity in this generation, and like for example, what's that called that I was talking about, Tyler? The beanbag toss.
Oh,
thing?
cornhole.
Cornhole, right?
Yeah.
Dustin, cornhole. It's a you people thing. You should know this.
That is a
Um,
that is a me people thing.
Yeah, but just kind of recap from that article that I read a couple weeks ago that you weren't on, Dustin. Two Colorado students, no, high school. Two Colorado high school students were the first ever two students to get I don't know if it's a full ride scholarship to college, but they got a scholarship for the school that they're attending for cornhole, because cornhole is starting to grow in popularity to be a competitive sport. And so these two high school Colorado students were the first ever to get a scholarship to go play cornhole at this university. And this is an American university. We're not talking about like somewhere random in like, Europe or something. And
It's not
so
like the
anyways,
University of Phoenix is sponsoring it.
yeah, no, I think it was like a actually pretty big school. Can't remember. But yeah, so speaking of these oddball sports, I know Tyler told me about a couple of a variation of these pickleball sports that kind of are becoming popular and being on the professional level. But go listen to that episode where we break down and kind of like, sponsorships and stuff about it. But anyways, continuing in this oddball sports popularity, I came across this American ice football in Germany. So crazy, dude. It's like I didn't watch it enough to know if they tackle each other, but I would be kind of worried for you to. Can you imagine going for a leg tackle and then like the fucking blades of the what is that called? The shoes. What is that called? Dustin, you know this. The skates. I don't know, man. I didn't look at it too much. Dustin, are you looking at? Are they doing tackles and everything? Or
No, I went on to look at cornhole scholarships.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Dustin's trying to revitalize his.
You sent me down a rabbit hole, so
yeah. But yeah, man, Tyler, check it out. American Ice Football. Who knows? Maybe that might be a thing in the U.S. soon too.
I mean, We just call that hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Would you say hockey is more of like soccer on ice instead rather than football on ice?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would lean more towards soccer on ice. So this is I would say this is unique enough. American ice football is unique enough. Yeah.
I think it's, what do you think, better or worse than what's that Canadian thing where like they shuffle like
the
big block of
Curling.
rock curling,
curling.
which is dumber,
I would say
American
this
ice
is
football or in Germany because it's not here. American ice football in Germany, that's like Miami University in Ohio or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or curling.
Curling I never understood, so I can't speak on it. But I think American ice football, it's kind of a
But you
crazy
understand American ice
concept.
football?
Yeah, I would understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't even seen it, but I could just assume, minus the tackling. I have to visually see that.
They
that
can't
is
be
throwing me
tackling.
off right
They're
now.
not tackling, right?
I don't know. That's why I haven't. I didn't
It's
look
gotta be
at
like
it too
touch.
far.
There's no way.
Yeah, because that shit is dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's dangerous enough.
yeah. Staying on with collegiate sports. Today or maybe it was yesterday. Which is funny because like Dustin, you're a primitive sportsman. You hear me and Tyler in many episodes talk about college players getting paid, right? There's this new thing now, new generation of college students called NIL, name and likeness, where college students are legally allowed to be sponsored, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You remember this. Yeah. And so like Tyler and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Again, one of the episodes you abandoned us. And we were like in joking, with college players being able to get paid now in every aspect, whether it's your local laundromat sponsoring you, whatever, like you're legally allowed to accept money. We were like, whoa, like, would this open up the doors for players, college players to be unionized one day? Like, how crazy would that be? For them to like, and then me and Tyler were joking, like, you know what? We should vouch for them and start up a petition to help them become unionized. And we were joking. But as of yesterday,
just like, let me help start you a union.
Yeah.
Start collecting dues.
Right. But as of yesterday, though, the men's basketball team at Dartmouth for NCAA, they're currently in a legal battle to be the first team to unionize. So it's like, fuck, me and Tyler missed the boat. But anyways, it's crazy how they're currently right now. There's no updates yet, but they're currently in the midst of battling for unionization. So because they're fighting to consider that college athletes are also employees of the school. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's one or the other. You know what I mean? Like, are you an employee of Nike if they're giving you a ton of money? I mean, now this is starting to get a little.
It's crazy, right? Yeah,
because now you're starting to say you're an employee. Well, employees get benefits. Employees get,
Yeah. Like how far is this going to go? Yeah, like are you going to get health insurance now? Like
or and if you're an employee, okay, you're fired.
Yeah, true. Like what happens if you get fired? Shout out to Joe Mar. He'll get this reference, but let's say in the middle of a basketball game, you got a technical foul because you spit on the ref's face and then you threw a chair across the court. Joe Mar will understand that line, and Tyler does too. But so like instead of a disciplinary action, you get fired. Do you even get a scholarship? Do you lose your scholarship? Do you get kicked out of school immediately? Yeah. Right. So like, I mean,
you just escorted off the property like anybody else would be.
Right. So it's like where do you draw the line? Now, I can argue for the fact that you were asking about, well, what if you get sponsored? What if you're a popular player, you get sponsored by Nike, and you're also a college athlete at a school that's unionized, so you're considered an employee. who are you employee of? That's like the same. I would argue that that's not a really good argument because like the NBA, like professional sports, right? Your contract with the league, right? Whether it's NBA, NFL, MLB, even though they're paying you, you're their employee. You still have a side income from whoever your sponsorship deal is, whether it's Nike.
Yeah, but the
Reebok,
university's
right?
not paying them. They're not getting a
Well,
W-2 from their college.
well, that's the thing, though. Um, if they are being unionized, how does that work?
But they're not
You know?
employees.
No, that's what I'm saying. If they win this argument,
Mhm.
if they win this legal battle, and then most schools are starting to do this, they are effectively employees. So does that mean that these students now are getting paid a stipend? I don't know, to cover lunch, or maybe to cover living costs, or maybe scholarships. Like where do they draw the line?
Hey, if they want to pay
you know?
taxes, that's cool.
Yeah. No, seriously, right?
Like, hey, go for it. Yeah, go ahead. You're
Yeah.
employees. Now you're going to pay for the benefits that you're receiving.
Exactly. Oh man, I don't know.
Okay, cool.
It's crazy to see. I think we'll probably get an update by next week. And shoot, man, this is. I mean,
What
we
sport
have
is
no
doing this? Football, college football,
currently men's basketball.
men's
Dartmouth.
basketball.
Yeah. Or
It is
just
kind
at
of.
school.
I was gonna say it's kind of funny though, because like I mean, there's inklings at like our campus right now, or the one that I'm working at. I'm
Yeah.
a client at. Like their students, student workers are just they're trying to convert to a union. It's not even
Interesting.
NIL.
They all try that. Ours
Yeah.
tries that too. It'd be very shocking if that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, you guys are have a hand in some way, working at schools and stuff. So you guys kind of hear the news more. Would you guys feel like the not NCAA, but would you feel like the collegiate system with all this is, it's obviously going to trickle down, right? Like where does it end, right? If these college players earn employee status, where does it end? Like it's going to trickle down to your the fucking RA now, like getting employee benefits, right? Like I say fucking RA, I'm not saying it in like a very like disgusting manner. I'm just saying like I'm curious too. I have no dog in this fight or whatever, but I'm just curious to see like the collegiate business, right, is a huge business that can kind of like create a rollover effect to many things in the economy. So I'm just curious to see how that works. Maybe Harvard will finally use their endowment properly,
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, go ahead, Dustin.
I think it'll be strange. If this does fly, it's. If you read it, it doesn't look like this will ever actually work. But at the same time, if the NLRB says, "Well, you're a union," then technically that means that whoever's drafting contracts has to listen to the union representative, a part of that contract.
Yeah.
But it's not an employee contract. So that means, should a student body create a union and then if students vote themselves to be a part of a union at a university, now does the NLRB force the president of the college to meet with that representative of that union to discuss tuition?
Probably. I don't know. Why are you asking me like I'm the one going to battle?
I'm so confused by this. Like,
I know. It is confusing.
How it would work.
Yeah. You're telling me, Dustin, you don't want an all staff meeting where like The
Yes, I
room is
don't want
filled with
another
athletes.
all staff meetings.
Oh man, can you imagine just an all staff meeting and then you have like the college players join too?
Well, I'm
They don't
thinking,
give a shit about your Friday pizza lunch hour. They're like, you know,
yeah, I work all day so I can go get free pizza once a month on a
yeah,
Friday. Actually, for our
seriously.
staff meetings, they do pretty decent caterings, I will say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this going, what other kind of what other kind of organizations on campus? Like, I mean, what about just like any organization that's on campus?
Yeah, yeah. Like what
Like,
if what if your API club, your a Pizu, right? Was
yeah,
is
like
booming, bringing in
we've
good funding money. What if
yeah,
they decide to unionize because they're like, hey, we're the reason why even
yeah.
though we probably bring in 0.05% of funds to the school, that's enough to generate yearly. That's a big piece. We want to unionize now, you know?
I'm pretty sure we just identified Congress and special interest.
Yeah.
So yeah, like all of a sudden on my tuition, it's like, what is this a piso like carve out for? Like,
Right, right,
well,
right. Right.
5 cents of every dollar of my tuition
Yeah.
goes to this club and to that. I mean,
Right.
don't get me wrong, clubs obviously get paid
Yes,
by
yeah, yeah.
tuition,
Yeah.
but like as far as like special carve outs,
Yeah. Can you imagine? Yeah.
oh
Um,
man, that'd be funny.
yeah, you're paying $50,000 tuition and like 10% of it's going to one or two players of your representing your cornhole team, and you're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this?
The roads to like the arts and sciences buildings are all shit, but like the
Yeah,
roads to the computer science buildings are nice. Like
yeah, yeah.
they've got a better union, I guess.
Yeah.
They know how to fix the roads.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm curious to see. So next week, hopefully we'll get an update on that, see how that happens.
I'm gonna guess that here's my bet is that a bunch of Dartmouth students have other things better to do than try to start a union, and that will fizzle out, and the university is gonna go, yeah, okay, great, we're done.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like,
We'll
thank
see.
God we dodged that bullet.
Yeah. Here's another bullet that potentially maybe couldn't be dodged. Did you guys hear about I might
You
be
could dodge a
pronouncing
wrench,
this.
you could dodge anything.
That's a good life advice. In Glasgow, did you guys hear about the very, very famous popular Willy Wonka experience?
Yeah.
You hear about that? Yeah.
I did, yeah.
So for those who for those who are listening and don't know, a couple maybe 2-3 weeks ago now, there was in Glasgow, Switzerland, right? That's where it's at.
Scotland.
Scotland. There we go. Same thing. Starts with an S.
It's a me people thing.
Yeah, there was a huge Willy Wonka experience promoted where it was advertised as like a full chocolate experience. You got actors dressed up as as Oompa Loompas, like just a whole cool experience. And people bought tickets, and when they showed up for it, it turned out to be a little bit more of an empty warehouse with like decorations and props barely put together that you can find at like your local dollar general, Dollar Tree. Maybe there was one vendor there
That chick
poorly
looks
dressed.
scary.
Yeah, dude, she was poorly dressed as a Oompa Loompa. She wasn't even short. She was like normal women's size, probably like 5'6", 5'7", serving like who knows what drinks. And so anyways, people got scammed is the point. And it's like, I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts first before I ask some questions.
The photos made it look like that's a
It was
place
AI
where
generated. It was like fake.
yeah. No, I
like
mean, like,
AI
but the
generated.
photos of like the inside of the actual place
Oh, yeah.
just looked like this is the place where you get kidnapped. And
Yeah.
like you wake
Yeah.
up and you have like one kidney maybe left.
Oh, geez. It's scary. It's
Yeah.
scary looking.
Well, yeah. Perfectly placed in Glasgow too. Apparently,
Yeah.
they've got kind of that's a rough. That could be kind of rough
Is it?
there.
Yeah, I mean, I
My
don't know too
understanding.
much. Yeah. But also though, it's like thinking bigger, right? Holistically. It's crazy how um I guess it's illegal if you get caught, but I guess like it's not really illegal to like promote something. Well, I guess you could get sued for false advertisement, but it's crazy how there's like so many of this pop up. You guys remember that story that I shared with you guys where um these roommates in New York, like these 5, 6 tech guys, who roommates with each other. One of their roommates, they just love his cooking. So they decided to fuck around and create like a restaurant for their condo or apartment's address. And they had their friends
Right.
write up fake reviews.
Yeah.
And people like all over New York, like they had like 20,000 on a waiting list. And because people were just sucked into like, oh, the reviews are great, I want to try it. And then they decided to fuck around and actually, open a one night restaurant for like 10,000 of their people on the waiting list, or hundreds on their waiting list. And it was just like a bunch of amateur people, cooking for them. And a lot of people got scammed. I don't know if they ever got sued, but I think it was like maybe people just laughed it off, or maybe they got their money back. I don't know. But it's just like, it goes back to this Willy Wonka experience where it's like, the only reason why I feel like Willy Wonka is getting the news that it's getting is because, I mean, this is a huge deal, right? It's like a big promotion, but can you imagine like little smaller events, people getting scammed on? I don't know, man. Fact check your tickets. Like, I know we hate on Ticketmaster, but at least you're getting a legit event if you're buying through Ticketmaster,
I mean, the company did refund everybody. So,
Oh, did they? Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's like one of those things. They were just like, we realized that it didn't turn out how we said it was going to. So they refunded the money. But even the people that they hired to bring on actors and stuff for like Willy Wonka and stuff,
Yeah.
they were saying that they didn't even get the script until like literally the night before. So then you were trying to memorize these lines. And then like this one guy was like, they just told me I was Willy Wonka. I look like an Oompa Loompa, but they just gave it to me, and I am a horrible Willy Wonka. But it was like this. He was just one of the guys. Like the cast of actors they brought in, they were like, basically said like, this is shitty. We're probably not going to get paid. So at this point, we're doing this out of pride, to put on a show for the kids that have shown up. And they pretty much came together, and they just, even though it was a complete shit show, they were like, we're still going to go on with this show. We're probably not going to get paid, but for these kids that are showing up, we're still going to put on a show. Even though some of those videos, if you saw like, God, there was like one girl that was just like crying at one of the things. I was just like,
oh man,
oh my God, that's.
I mean, that's cool that they did that. There's kindness in the world after all,
Yeah, it's just funny because they used AI just to do all the advertisements, and it didn't hold up.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh man. Well, here's a fun fact. Coming back to the U.S. now. All right, we're leaving Europe, coming back to our home soil. Here's a fun fact about the United States. All right, think about this logistically. All right, especially you, Destin. Start cranking your brain now. In the U.S. currently, right now, what has more locations in the United States? McDonald's or golf courses? You guys each get one guess.
Well, we probably don't need more than one guess. So,
What is it?
I'm gonna. I mean, what you would think is the obvious thing is McDonald's. So I'll go with McDonald's.
Tyler?
And you said in the U.S.?
In the U.S., just the U.S.
I mean, I'm gonna say golf courses.
So final answer. There's a stat recently of like just doing like geographic locations. Fun fact: there's actually more golf courses in the United States state than McDonald's. Actually, not by that much though. So technically, Dustin, you're not too far off.
Wow.
So there's 16,000 golf courses in the United States versus 13,000 McDonald's locations.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense just because of you would think with how much space a golf course takes.
Yeah.
That there have to be like 2 for every golf course.
Right. And if you look around, the reason, and if you were to look at the map of this fact, McDonald's throws you off as well because the map of McDonald's is like consistent, right, across the United States, where golf courses are more like what's that term? Not congested, but more compact in certain like more rural locations.
Are you saying that for golf courses or McDonald's?
For golf courses, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I feel like McDonald's are more centralized in like cities.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to go out to the country and find a McDonald's.
True.
But you could find like 3 golf courses.
Right. But if you look at a map, like it looks like McDonald's is more evenly spaced out, which makes it look like it's more than golf courses.
Mm.
But then if you dive deep into like the centralized locations where golf courses are located, there's a lot more golf courses overall. Yeah, I thought that was a cool fun fact to share, that there's more golf courses. But I mean, yeah, man, I'm not gonna shit on McDonald's. I still eat McDonald's. I love it, but that's a lot, man. It says a lot about our country. I mean, from our last episode, right? We were talking about surge pricings. Can you imagine surge pricings in McDonald's? I feel like they don't even need surge pricings for McDonald's because there's so many locations. If one place is too expensive, you can just go a couple blocks away. Or, okay, I'm exaggerating, not a couple blocks, but go to, 5 minutes away to another location. So I don't think that's why McDonald's is probably, the most successful fast food chain compared to the other ones by a long shot.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think.
I mean, just today, actually, talking about McDonald's, speaking of McDonald's, this proves that they're like a big time business. They just won the bid to be the sponsor for France League One, which is their France's major soccer league. So McDonald's just won the bid to be the major sponsor for that league. So there you go. They're not like, I mean, they're a big professional league, a lot of money. They're not the NBA of the world. Remember, for your sports brain, Dustin, the NBA of soccer is England and Spain. That's the biggest top players play there. But France is still a big professional league. I mean, it's like light years still above the US league, MLS, despite Messi coming to join us. But then again, you have a 40-year-old Messi who's still doing amazing, by the way, almost averaging an assist and a goal at his age, dominating these YMCA players in the MLS league. But okay, I'm kidding. US soccer is getting better, but obviously the best of the best US players, they're not playing in the MLS. They're playing in England and Spain or Europe League. So it's technically I'm not wrong. You got some YMCA players playing in the MLS. And Messi is like Michael Jordan walking into open gym,
like a Division III college ball game.
Yeah, okay, I guess you could say that. Division III. Yeah, they're still professionals. They're still good, but they're not professional Hall of Famer status like Messi, Michael Jordan, right? Like imagine Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, decides to, I don't know, go back to school and compete at a Division III level, he'll average 100 points a game. But yeah, anyways,
What would that team be called?
What team?
His team. It'd be like the
No, I'm saying
was,
like
where was he at? Like
if
the San Diego. He was Los Angeles, right?
Yeah.
Like the Los Angeles Choppers.
No, oh,
Yeah.
come on, man. Kobe Bryant. Come on, man. That's one of my idols, dude. Bad joke. Bad joke.
No, you laughed.
All right. Well, you know what? All right. Let me talk about Tyler. Let's talk about one of his favorite political candidates, Kanye West. All right. Let's do it. Right here.
Yeah. Let's do it. You brought that up. Let's do it now.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
get it
I'm
all out in the open.
I'm fucking with you. So last article in the night, to wrap it up. Have you guys probably Tyler heard this because he's a nerd. He's a gaming nerd. But Dustin and I, we're not much gamers, so but I thought this was pretty cool. Have you heard of the product Game Scent?
Mm-mm.
Tyler, have you heard of it?
Mhm.
Yeah, you nerd. You heard of it. I'm just kidding. But Game Scent, Dustin, is a new AI product that it syncs with a game that you're playing, and it releases the scent of the game in real time.
It's smell-o-vision.
Yeah, pretty much, but it's real, and it's for sale. It's actually available now. And guess what? It's only $180, which is not too bad. I don't have a gaming system besides Nintendo
Put up
Switch,
your nose.
but there's like a lot of memes about it where people are like showing scenes of like certain games, and they're like I think there was one popular meme was like this Grand Theft Auto scene where you're in this car with a prostitute, and they're like,
Yeah.
I wonder what the smell is like from that scene.
It's just like death comes out the thing.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Now, like it's crazy because it's like, obviously you have to buy the cartridges, and so like and it matches with the game, and obviously it's not going to be every smell. I guess it's going to be like the particular smell that the developers code the AI to produce at certain points of the game. But I still think that's pretty cool, man.
What is the point though? I don't have a sense of smell.
Well,
So-
I mean, like, yeah.
so I don't really care.
So it
about
wouldn't
this
matter
too
for
much,
you.
but
I mean, you're probably, let's say like Dustin's like playing like a game where they're just having like fart smells all the time, and your wife and daughter's just fucking yelling at you like, turn that game off.
I just have it like pumping into the like air vent.
Yeah.
If I'm playing, everybody's playing.
Well, I mean, like it's how AI is I mean, it's been booming, but it's becoming more refined
It's
and
taking
booming even more.
It's taking a rough turn there the other day.
Yeah, no. Well, no, to be specific, that was just Google. Google
Yes,
is
I
just
know.
continuing to fuck up. But AI in general, like, it's becoming a growing industry, and I think specifically, I agree with you. Like, what's the point of game scent? However, if you think about the future, especially with like the metaverse,
Mm-hmm.
these guys might be the ground developers for making the metaverse even more and more true, right? Because
Oh yeah,
like
that. This is a
yeah.
test. This
Yeah.
this lets you know if people want this integrated elsewhere.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So who knows, man?
Yeah, no,
Um,
this is not. This is, I'm sure, pieces of a plan to build
Yeah.
bigger things. Yeah.
exactly. Tyler, you getting it?
Probably not.
You ain't a real nerd.
Nah, man.
I don't know, man.
I was gonna say I don't really know what my games would smell like. I mean, I guess if I played like a farming simulator or something, then sure.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. Just
That would
smelling.
be kind of fun.
But you get the
You-
allergies too. You're just.
I know,
like-
right?
you're like, you get all the hay. You're like, oh, it smells like hay. You're like, oh god, I'm
Oh
all
my God.
itchy.
I don't know, man. Like, you hear it here first, right? All right, get our lawyers lined up. If this game comes out after I speak this to existence, let's lawyer up. You heard it here first. I just thought of this. A lot of people like the smell of freshly cut grass. What if we created a game that was a lawn mowing simulator, and then we put that scent in this AI box. You heard it here first, right? Get our
Now,
lawyers up.
Do you start with like the hand mower where it's like the old school, just like the blades, you got to push it, and then like
Yeah, you gotta level
then you
up.
like work up more money, and then you can buy like the crappy used, you know,
yeah. That
it's
you
like
gotta fix.
old two
You gotta
stroke
fix yourself.
engine. Yeah,
Yep, dude. You heard it here first.
yeah.
Lawn mowing simulator. Oh, and then you level up to like to the John Deere, tractor. But
Well, we got to start getting our product placement there because think about it, Febreze, you're out there,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
I think this is a good opportunity for the four of us,
yeah,
you know, to get together. Febreze, come on.
yeah. Sponsor us.
It's like, yeah, you're hunting, sponsored by Febreze.
Yeah. Update.
Febreze.
You guys remember from last episode? My Amazon delivery was missing.
Oh yeah. How'd that go?
Showed up today.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, it showed up the exact same time that we had another Amazon delivery that delivered in time and correct location. So apparently one of my neighbors, I don't know who got this box, but the reason why it took so long for them to finally get back was apparently they're a school teacher. So they took their box to their job and they did open the box and they wrote a note on the box saying, "Hey, sorry, took this to school, open it, thought it was school supplies." But nothing was damaged with,
What if
obviously
it was something like horrible that you had ordered and they took it to
you're right.
to a school and it's like comes out and it's just like like
Little Jimmy, go ahead and open this Amazon box of school supplies.
just
Yeah.
you could have been famous.
Steven's fleshlight.
Yeah.
But with
With the
Could you imagine
the sandworm one.
with the dune.
Oh yeah. Can you imagine the kids
It's
like
just like oh god. Okay.
the kids like Miss Teacher, I don't think this flashlight has batteries. It's just displaying it across the room.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
It's got teeth.
Again. I have to reiterate this. If we ever visit you, Destin, and we're having a movie night at your house, remind me not to use the Dune cup
sit next to me, one blanket and our popcorn.
Oh man. Make sure it's
Comes
buttered
with
up.
nuts.
Yeah. Extra butter. Extra sauce.
It'll be there, Steven.
Yeah, extra sauce.
Very, very
Very creamy.
Anyways, save any whatever whack ass shit you guys are gonna say for the Patreon. Let's end it right now. I think that's all the time we have for tonight. Any final thoughts before we call it good night?
See, Arch Manning was like the only player that declined being in the NCAA football game.
Oh yeah. He didn't want that fucking $600 and a copy of the game.
Yeah, I thought it was just funny. He's like, I'm too busy focusing on football to do that. And all the people are like, you can't take 10 seconds to sign a DocuSign document?
Yeah. I mean, I think he wanted more money. It has to be more money. I'm not going to lie.
A lot of people were just like, oh man, he saw his rating was like 71 and they were like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, I don't want my name tied to that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, he's a Manning, so he's a legacy. I'm not hating on him. I hope he does well. I'm curious to see him play. I really am. And I hope he does well.
Nah, yeah. He was really just like, I don't want this free game, man. I got enough money in my other NIL deals that I can just buy the game.
Yeah.
Really what it was.
Oh, is that what's happening here? I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. You remember that episode? I swear you were on that episode with us where NCAA football game, they're asking for players' permission, and the players, all they get in compensation for the ability of that game to use their name in the game is like literally $600 and a copy of the game. So
which, to be fair, it's better than nothing.
Oh man, like I have to see the fine print. Like again, if you're a very popular player who's making a lot of money as a college player,
Yeah.
and this game, which is a very popular game, is only giving you pennies,
Well,
I would want more or
here's
royalties.
but
Right?
the flip side of that though is if you're a very popular player like Arch Manning is, you're already going to get a shit ton of money from other deals.
Yeah.
This is
But-
it, I feel like it's more for the, hey, we'll give you $600, you don't have to claim it on your taxes.
Yeah.
And then you get your game for third string red shirt junior that's been 7 years of eligibility in college. Like for those
Yeah.
guys it's cool because they're like, hell yeah, give me
Oh,
a
hell
copy
yeah.
of the
Yeah.
game. You know what I mean? But like most college students, they're not making money, so like $600 and they're probably going to buy that game anyways and get for a free
Yeah.
game. It's one of those
I
things.
see.
I feel like most of those players are going to get, I mean, any of the big name players are going to get,
Yeah.
they're going to get their money anyways from other places at this point. You
Yeah.
know,
If someone had told me at 18 that I was going to be like, I don't need essentially $670, between the prize money or whatever, or the lease money and then the game, you'd be nuts.
Oh,
to
yeah.
turn down $600 at 18.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a different time.
At
Um,
I'm almost 40 and I'm like, I'll
Yeah.
take $670 to do
Hell yeah.
nothing.
yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I would still take that for sure.
I mean, personally for me, I would take it and be like, hey, my name's in here. Here's my first video game I'm ever in. Sign,
Yeah.
sign a
Exactly.
little
Like
copy.
leave that like your kids will want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some
I-
players too. They were just like, oh, I don't need $600. Just to see my name in the game is kind of dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, we'll see
So
how that
how-
shapes up.
How weird to be navigating this though. Like this is so new territory
Yeah.
where people like don't know like what they should be doing. And I'm sure they're being told like, no, don't sign with this person because this person's gonna sign you.
Yeah.
Like it must be exhausting just having to
Yeah.
deal with what they're dealing with.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
I know.
child acting.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It changes the landscape of just college sports in general.
College in general, man. It's gonna trickle
Yeah.
down.
That's what I'm saying. But like now it's in college, it's like it kind of sucks, but it's it's cool that these guys get money now, but at the same time, like recruiting, it's not about just like the prestige of being at a certain school now. It's like
Right.
Yeah.
which school is going to give me the most NIL deals and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So it's like it's unfortunate to see money be the motivating factor of
Probably the bigger egos too.
yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
I'm looking at a photo of him and like this is totally crap to do, but like I just like after having read that article, I just look at his photo, I'm like, ew. Like I'm just a little disgusted with you. He's probably just if that photo had come down and I hadn't read that article, I'd be like, oh, it's just another kid playing football.
Yeah,
But now I'm
yeah.
like, now I've associated this personality to him because I've read whatever that article was, for 5
Yeah.
seconds. So
Yeah. It for your primitive sports brains, he's the nephew of Peyton Manning and Eli Manning.
yeah, I was aware because
Yeah.
his little like Wikipedia thing popped up next to when I typed in, so it told me what
Yeah.
I needed to know to carry
Yeah.
on a decent
There
conversation.
you go. Hey.
Yeah.
You are a true
Yeah,
scholar.
I
at heart.
am. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll see how that shapes up, with this collegiate landfield where will college athletes, students be unionized and considered employees? Will Arch Manning get his money or participate in the NCAA college football game? Who knows? But thanks, guys. And as we sign off with our favorite saying, man, keep talking, keep growing, keep thinking together. This is what makes us love each other and love Dustin even more. But we continue to grow and appreciate one another and learn about the world through these conversations. So have a good night. See y'all next time.